There's a reason laser cuts through steel. Not because it's stronger than fire, but because it's focused. That's the heart of Law 23. Concentrate your forces.
And it's counter to how most people operate. We spread, we multitask, we try to win everywhere. But in power, dilution is death. Focus is survival.
Because every time you split your energy, your attention, your loyalty, your resources, you create weakness. You're not attacking with force, you're tapping, scratching, not cutting.
The most successful people, the ones who rise and stay there, they pick their battlefield. They pick one thing, one target, one goal, one power center, and go all in.
That's where people miss it. They think being well-rounded is power. It's not, it's comfort. Real power comes from specialization, from obsession, from repetition and refinement.
It's not sexy, it's not loud, but it's lethal. Because when all your energy is directed at one goal, you move faster, you hit harder, you recover quicker, you own the outcome.
Let's take this into real terms. Imagine trying to build 5 businesses at once. 5 ideas, 5 teams, all in motion. Sounds ambitious, but in practice, you're mediocre at all of them.
Now compare that to someone who goes deep into one business, one message, one market. They build faster, they build smarter, and eventually, they own that space.
And ownership is key. Power doesn't reward the scattered, it rewards the committed, the one who planted deep, not wide.
But to concentrate your forces, you need 2 things: clarity and sacrifice. Clarity to know what matters, sacrifice to walk away from what doesn't.
That's the painful part, saying no, closing doors, giving up the just-in-case options. But every option you keep just in case is energy you're not using where it counts.
And the people who seem unstoppable, they don't have more talent, they have more focus. They say no more often. They don't just chase everything, they hunt what matters.
This law is a warning. Stop scattering. Because every scattered move delays the moment where real power builds, and power only builds where pressure is constant.
Concentration is power. But to get there, you have to be willing to disappoint people, to walk away from paths that look pretty good in order to dominate the only one that really matters.
Exactly. The enemy of greatness isn't failure, it's distraction. It's being pulled in 5 directions, none of which go deep enough to change your life.
And that's the truth no one likes to hear. You don't need more time. You need to stop bleeding energy into things that don't scale, don't build, don't matter.
Look at every empire, every dynasty, every enduring institution. They weren't built by people who dabbled, they were built by those who committed.
And not just committed, but ruthlessly focused. They chose the one lever that moved the world for them, and they pulled it until the structure bent.
Because once you concentrate force in motion, in habit, in thought, the results compound. And compounding is where power becomes exponential.
That's what most people don't understand. A little bit of effort spread across 5 goals leads to burnout. But intense, repeated effort in one direction, that builds momentum, and momentum builds identity.
It becomes who you are. People start associating you with precision, with discipline, and eventually, with results.
But here's the catch. You have to give up variety to get velocity. You can't be addicted to stimulation. You have to fall in love with boredom, with the grind of mastery.
Because mastery is boring. It's repetition. It's doing the same thing, refining the same motion, saying the same message until it becomes undeniable.
And while others chase trends, you build foundation. While they scatter energy across 5 social platforms, 5 ideas, 5 gigs, you own one.
And once you own one, you earn the right to expand. But expansion only works when it comes after deep concentration, not instead of it.
Otherwise, you're building castles on sand, pretty, wide, and ultimately hollow.
So this law isn't just about effort, it's about force with direction, the difference between random motion and calculated pressure.
There's another layer to this law. It's not just about what you focus on, but where you focus it. Not all ground is fertile. Not every target is worth pressure.
Exactly. Concentration only works when it's aligned with leverage. That means picking the arena, the people, the timing with precision.
Because spreading yourself across weak alliances, shallow platforms, or audiences that don't match your value, that's not power, that's noise.
Robert Greene talks about this idea of the source. You find the source of power, a person, a place, an opportunity, and you concentrate your forces there. You don't waste time on the edges.
That might mean attaching yourself to one powerful mentor, or going all in on one industry instead of flirting with 5, or tripling down on one core skill instead of being okay at 10.
It's the opposite of FOMO. You don't fear missing out, you fear dilution. You protect your energy like currency, because that's what it is.
Energy spent in the wrong direction doesn't just disappear, it leaves you weaker, more scattered, less credible. Every choice has a cost.
So you learn to go deep instead of wide. You stop chasing volume and start looking for depth. That's where influence lives. That's where real power takes root.
And here's something no one says. The more you concentrate your force, the more magnetic you become. People start to recognize clarity. It cuts through confusion.
Clarity is power, not just for you, but for everyone watching. When people see someone moving with intensity, purpose, and repetition, they trust it.
Because scattered people feel unsafe. You don't know what they stand for. You can't rely on them. But the one who's grounded in one lane, that person becomes predictable in strength.
And that predictability is influence. People start to orbit around it, not because you asked, but because they sense the pull of concentrated energy.
And eventually, that focus becomes identity. You're not just someone doing something, you become the one known for something.
That's the pivot point, from effort to brand, from work to legacy. And it only happens when you stop spreading and start sharpening.
Scattering isn't just inefficient, it's dangerous. Because when your energy is divided, you become easier to manipulate.
Exactly. If people don't know where you stand, if your focus is always shifting, they can redirect you, distract you, use your lack of clarity against you.
And internally, it's worse. You stop trusting yourself. You start second-guessing everything. Every path looks right. Every choice feels incomplete. That's not strategy, that's paralysis.
Focus is more than action. It's identity alignment. You choose one thing so intensely that your sense of self fuses with it. And in that fusion, you become harder to shake.
Because the world is full of noise, opinions, paths, promises. And if you don't choose your path with intention, someone else will choose it for you.
That's why this law is ruthless. It's not passive. It requires you to cut, not drift. You eliminate distractions, not because they're bad, but because they're not essential.
And sometimes the distraction looks like opportunity. That's the trap. Something new pops up, exciting, fresh, shiny. But if it takes you even 10% off your main path, that's momentum lost.
It's the cost of ambition without focus. Ambition says do more. Power says do less, better.
And in that less, you get more done. You build mastery, you build presence. People start to feel the depth of your discipline, even without you saying a word.
Because discipline communicates more than words ever can. It tells the world, I know what I'm here to do, and I'm not interested in distractions.
And it creates space, emotional space, mental space. When you're focused, you stop living in defense mode. You stop reacting. You start building on purpose.
That's the shift, from scattered action to structured dominance. You're no longer chasing power, you're holding it, because it's rooted, it's stable, it's sharp.
So ask yourself, where are you bleeding energy right now? What's pulling you off center? What can be cut, not managed?
Because in the end, this law isn't about intensity, it's about direction. Intensity without direction burns out, but with direction, it becomes unbreakable.
Let's make this real. Think about how companies dominate industries. It's never by doing everything, it's by doing one thing exceptionally well, again and again.
Apple didn't try to build everything at once. They focused, first on computers, then on design, then on the user experience. Each step was a concentration of force, not expansion by accident.
And look at Tesla. It wasn't about launching 5 models and saturating the market. It was one car, one idea, one identity, electric performance, and they owned it.
That's how movements grow too. They don't start with mass appeal, they start with deep roots, a narrow focus, a message that resonates deeply with a few before it spreads widely.
Because power doesn't come from being everywhere. It comes from being irreplaceable in one place, from becoming the authority in one vertical before you expand horizontally.
That's why personal branding works the same way. People don't follow you because you know a bit about everything. They follow you because you stand firm in one thing and go deep on it.
And depth creates magnetism. When you speak, they listen. When you move, they notice. That doesn't come from volume, it comes from precision.
So ask yourself, what's the one lane you could dominate if you stopped scattering? What would happen if you poured everything into it for the next 3 years?
Most people won't do it. They'll dabble. They'll keep 6 tabs open in life and call it growth. But the ones who win, they close all the tabs and open one screen, full focus.
It's not just business. Artists, athletes, philosophers, the greats all concentrated their force. Kobe with basketball, Da Vinci with engineering and art, Steve Jobs with design. No distractions.
And even when they expanded, it wasn't random, it was rooted. Their branches came after the roots were deep.
So if you want to be remembered, don't try to impress everyone. Don't try to reach everyone. Go so deep into one thing that the world has no choice but to look in your direction.
Because focus builds momentum. Momentum builds authority. And authority, that's the currency of power.
So let's be clear, this law isn't optional. If you want to build real power, sustainable, respected, sharp, you have to choose your direction and you have to go all in.
No plan B, no backup identities, no just-in-case versions of you. Power only respects the version of you that commits.
And commitment shows. It shows in your speech, your habits, your patterns. People feel it. And when they do, they start adjusting to you, not the other way around.
Because when you're scattered, people sense it too. They may smile, nod, even support you, but deep down they know this person isn't serious.
And power never rewards the unserious. It doesn't care about your talent. It cares about your consistency and your ability to sustain pressure in one direction over time.
So if you're in a season where everything feels scattered, stop asking what you should start doing. Ask, what am I willing to stop?
Because what you remove determines how fast you grow. What you say no to decides what you become known for.
You don't need more passion. You need fewer distractions, less noise, fewer decisions, one mission, one clear force, moving like a current.
And once you build that current, people will follow it, not because you shouted, but because your focus is magnetic. It pulls, it directs, it leads.
That's how influence starts, quietly, repetitively, through commitment, through concentration, and over time, through control.
Next week, we shift from energy to presence with Law 24, Play the Perfect Courtier, where power isn't just about what you do, but how you navigate social space, influence hierarchy, and move like royalty.
Until then, choose your force, sharpen your edge, and stop dividing your fire between 10 targets. Find the one that matters and burn through it.
Because a scattered life creates scattered outcomes, but concentrated force, that creates legacy.